And we're alive. I say that, I feel like I'm on TV, on a fake podcast, on a TV show of some sort. It's scripted. And we're live. And tonight I'm doing a tour of the Minecraft world that I built with my dad. We started playing Minecraft probably about 3 years ago. It was right around the start of the pandemic. Maybe a little bit before that. And we had started this. I discovered Minecraft. Wow, I forget even how I discovered it. Who introduced me to it? I'm trying to remember now. But I was in love with this game. Man, I hope it loads. And so I couldn't wait to share it with my dad. And so I thought, you know what, this would be perfect for, because you can do, programming inside of the game. It is taking a long time. Okay, here we go. And I thought, you know what this would be perfect for is homeschooling. Oh yeah, that's right. It was right around the beginning of the pandemic when kids had to stay home and do school from home. And I thought, how perfect would this be to use Minecraft to create a learning environment for little kids or older kids. I mean, I love Minecraft. There's no age limit on Minecraft. So let me take a sip of coffee here. I got a frog in my throat. 1 second. All right, I think that's a little better. Nope. All right, doesn't matter. So anyway, I approached my dad and said, "Hey, Paladroon, hi, how are you? How are you doing today? This is the world that I built with my dad. This is vanilla. Well, there's a skin on here, so that there's a texture pack. I'm doing well. I took today off. I was pretty tired and was not up to driving today, so I took the day off. So that felt pretty good. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is vanilla with just a texture pack. What's going on with my display up here at the top? I'm not digging that. I did get some good rest. I mostly toured my Minecraft world. Now I'm just like, what is going on here? Oh no, it looks fine. It looks fine on that display through the OBS. On my display, it looks weird. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I called my dad up. I said, you need to try this game. And so I set up a realm so that we could both play it. So he plays on a PC and I play on the Xbox. Okay, cool. I'm glad to know that. Glad to know it looks good for you. And so over the course, so we started by diving in and really trying to learn how to work Minecraft so that we could maybe create some, some homeschool environment, some lesson environments for kids who were having to homeschool because of the pandemic. And then we kind of lost that idea and just started playing Minecraft like every weekend, every Saturday from 7 in the morning until 11 or noon, so 4 or 5 hours a week, every week. And then we each would get on here through the week too and create stuff for each other, create surprises. So for instance, he created these fireworks, and he also created this clock for me. So this is my site for Winter Haven. That's the Winter Haven station right there. And that's my home called Winter Haven up there at the top of that mountain. And We have a lot of stuff spawning in here. We had spawns turned off for a while, but then we wanted villagers to spawn in here, so we turned them back on, and now we get everything. But he created these fireworks around different places on the map, and what it does is it detects if somebody is within a certain radius. You do? You live near a winter haven? That's funny. That's funny to me. I mean, I guess now that I think about it, it makes sense that there would be places. I think peaceful Minecraft is the best Minecraft. Otherwise, Minecraft to me is a horror game. And I had decided once to play... Hey, chicken. I had decided once to play Minecraft on survival. And I was mining away deep into the earth, you know, and had been placing my torches appropriately so that I didn't have any great big shadows where anything scary could spawn, and felt pretty safe. And then all of a sudden, an Enderman spawned, you know, like teleported in, and I totally lost my shit. I shit you not. I freaked out. I didn't know not to look it straight in the eyes, nothing. I had a reaction. And ever since then, I did not feel safe mining in survival mode in Minecraft. So I play creative mode with the peaceful mode. Yeah, so just in case something does spawn in here, it ignores me, which is fine with me, I mean, the animals don't seem to ignore me. They seem to follow me around sometimes. But anyway, so this is Winter Haven Station, and this is basically the nexus. Yeah, it was something. This is basically the nexus of the rail system that my dad designed. So we have several different sites that we can go to from here. All of the sites can be reached from Winter Haven Station, which is my own private station. We used to make a joke that I was the rich jerk. You do survival peaceful most often. I'm too weak to not spawn blocks. I do use creative for stuff though. Right? Right? I want to be able to fly, is what I like. So I like having those cheats turned on so I can fly around. Oh my God, you've got to stream that. You've got to give us a tour of that. I want to see that working baggage claim for sure. Absolutely. And your own NASCAR track. Do you have cars that run around it? I know that you can download some worlds that people have created cars to drive around. And even, are there aircraft to fly? I'm not sure if I saw that or not, but definitely have driven on a few maps with cars that people have created. Okay, so anyway, the way that these fireworks work is that they continuously refill, so they're never empty. They detect if someone's within a certain radius so that they're not just, well, the game, of course, won't fire them unless someone is within the radius anyway. And also it has to be dark. So anyway, it's kind of cool to come around the bend on the railway and see the fireworks going off. And then this is a clock that he built that just shows how much, you know, sunlight or nightlight is left, you know. It just changes according to the time of day. Benches, ticketing, maintenance tunnels. Oh man, that is so cool. Still, you've got to give us a tour. Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. So before we go on the rail though, I want to give you a little tour of my house, Winter Haven. So I built the house, but my dad, he built the original station here, and then we just sort of fancied it up just a little bit, made it into an actual building and put some lamps in here that are, daylight sensitive. So these lanterns will appear when it gets dark and then they disappear when the sun comes up. He got very fancy with stuff. So most of the really fancy stuff in here is his doing. And then I just kind of build and decorate stuff. So I do a lot of landscaping. And then he built this elevator for me. so that I could go from the station directly up to my house. Okay, so he even built this where it shows I'm on the ground floor. And then back here is where all the controls are. So he has everything labeled, you know. This was one of the first things that he built. And he also created a lot of, like, he created this, this skin here for this block. He's got a much better version of this elevator at his house, which is called Falcon Crest from the show. All right, so when I go in here, press the button. It's a little abrupt. His elevator he's got a timer built in. So this was the first one. And then when he built his elevator and the bell rings, there's a little bit of a delay. So it actually feels like you're in an elevator. Thanks. Yeah, he did. He made a lot of the textures in here. You'll see as we go through. So from up here on my front porch, which the only way to get to this front porch is this elevator, I can see the fireworks, and you can see how the clock changes as the sun changes position. All right, let me go in here. So this is my entryway, and not as fancy as a lot of builds, but so mostly it's suggestions. Like, I would definitely have this custom couch made because I like the idea of sitting on both sides of the couch and having an extra long, you know, seat here to kind of curl up in front of the fire. And then the floor to ceiling windows for the gorgeous view. I love that idea. And I like the idea of having a lot of natural materials, so the wood floors and the logs. Excuse me, my voice is a little rough tonight. And the stone walls. And then here is where we hang coats. And then, of course, that's the kitchen. And these are some of the textures that my dad made. So the front of the fridge, and then he made these stoves, and the clock, and the microwave, which I think is so super cool. And the dishwasher he made. So he made those textures. And then from here, in real life, I would have some railings on these stairs. But over here is just like a little landing area, a guest bathroom in here. So, and then down here is a new addition where I had created some bedrooms that have skylights, very deep skylights. But as you know, in Minecraft, the light hits with the same intensity no matter how far it travels. So I have 2 bedrooms down here that have yet to be decorated. And then through here, well, actually, I'll show you my bedroom first is up here. Like I said, I would have some railings on there for sure in real life. And then I've got this sort of bridge landing where you can see over the top downstairs. So my dad did a watercolor of a parrot and then managed to import that into Minecraft to use as a painting on the wall. And then that is a very abstract picture of me when I was 3 flying a kite, running towards my dad as he snapped photos. He's a hobby photographer. So I've got this like bridge landing here. I imagine actually that if I had a cocktail party in this place, I'd be terrified of people leaning over to talk to people on the ground floor with drinks in hand. I think I might have to forbid people from being on that landing. And then this is my representation of a laundry room. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, I had so much fun playing with my dad. And we've taken a break from it for the last few months. We just needed to take a break. But it was great. The only thing that we had to do was talk on the phone instead of talking through, like Discord or something like that, a chat program online. We would just use our cell phones to talk to each other the entire time we were online playing Minecraft. So this is my walk-in closet. Obviously, I like to have a lot of bookcases around. I love books. And then this is my bed this is another piece of art that my dad imported so that we could have some custom art in Minecraft. So that also is a custom, that's a picture that he took. And of course, I want a fireplace in my bedroom with a reading corner here. Another custom, couch here, another custom piece of furniture, which I imagine if I'm living at Winter Haven, if I've had this built, then I've got the money to also have custom leather couches made. So anyway, excuse me. And then this is the bathroom. Kind of fancy. I wanted this to be kind of a step down tub. I feel like I should go ahead and fill that in with a layer. But anyway, all right, so that's my fancy bedroom. And this room right here, this door right here, goes down to my own private spa. So this, I like to pretend, is a natural hot springs. And so it's on the side of the mountain, and this is the deck. Okay, and right there will be a grill, a brick barbecue someday when I build that. But you can see out here, see the view, and we do have an awning here that is protecting us from the rain. And then we can come through here or down the stairs from my bedroom into this spa. This hot tub, and it's so calming. It really is, to be in this water and then pretend that you're in a natural hot spring, like something like Glenwood Springs or something. And if it's at night and it starts to snow, oh my God, I just love that. I love that imagining. Very peaceful. And then around the other side here, this costs an arm and a leg keeping these fires going all day, every day. But whatever, I'm rich. That's what I love about Minecraft. We are rich beyond imagining. There's just abundance. There's no lack of anything. But here's my own sauna. Different levels. I can just hang out here. Sweat. Cleanse my system. Relax. And then have somebody come wake me up so that I don't die in the sauna by overheating. All right, so I'm going to go back in here and I'll show you. My dad built me this room. So I built the house and all of the rooms in it. And then my dad built this for me, which is my own private station. So this is my own commuter station here. So thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it. And if I ever win one of those big ass lotteries, become a billionaire overnight, I will have this house built. I will seek out a piece of property that has a natural hot spring on it and a mountain view, and go hire an architect to get as close as possible. And yes, I will take my Xbox into the office, or maybe the architect will visit me in my house because I'll be so rich, and I'll pull up Minecraft and show them this is what I want. So these are the places that I can get to from up here. Riverdale, the lab, which I can't wait to show you guys this lab. This is my dad's lab where he would test out different things that he wanted to do in Minecraft. So it is like the lab of a mad scientist. Falcon Crest, which is his house, and then Centerville, which is the main town that we built. So we have Riverdale, which is a smaller, more luxurious town. Riverdale? All right. I think what you mean is let's go to Riverdale. So I've got the token. Oh no. Come back here. Oh no, we named it that because there was a river that runs through it. It's pretty prominent. You have to cross the river to get into town. Oh, Riverdale. That didn't even occur to me, and I read those comics when I was a kid. All right. I haven't watched that show, though. Okay, so I think the very first place I want to go, though, actually, let me open this up and get this put away, is I want to show you the lab first. So I'm going to get get a token labeled lab. Oh man, the show was nuts, huh? Yeah, I remember reading the comic books when I was a kid. I didn't fall asleep reading them, but it was mostly like Saturday afternoon, curled up in bed, sitting on bed. Oh, okay, it went off the rails. Don't. Sorry, I was saying this. Okay. So, here we go. So I created this part of the rail system. It was one of the original. And of course, this is the room that everybody has with their live lava flow. Buried deep within the mountain. Off the edge. And awesome too when it's at night and snowing. Taking that ride. That's awesome. And one thing that Dad and I did too when we would play this on weekends is we would only travel within the game on the systems that we had created. Well, not 100%, of course. Every once in a while we would, fly across the map a little bit. But mostly we would just ride the rails everywhere. And so whatever system we had created to get someplace. I totally forget what that door is. I think it's a maintenance closet that he put in there. Just some random door in the tunnel. I think he meant that. I haven't checked it out, and I've gone past it 3 times. I was kind of playing in the world earlier today for the first time in a very long time. Like I said, my dad and I have taken a break from this for a while. And I went past that door earlier, and I haven't checked it out. Like, I forget what that was. I do think he just meant that to be a maintenance closet. And so this is part of the rail system. Gorgeous countryside. I always like to imagine what this would be like in real life. And up there is where he lives. That's Falcon Crest up there. And there's another station up there with a really great train station. The animals. Yeah, I guess the show was a little emo. What just happened? Did we stop? There we go. So this is Centerville that we're passing right now, and that's the train station and railway museum that we built. And it was very overdramatic. That's the original train station right there. And then we built a bigger one. All right, so this is the entrance to the lab, and this is, of course, the break room, where if you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean, that sign that we all love to see in break rooms. And employees are required to wash their hands. A fridge, and this is representative of a coffee maker. And then some food that's always left around. And then in here, Dad put... Oh, I've got one. Dad put a secret door. So there's a secret door that you have to be holding one of these flower pots in order to activate the door. And so when you come in here, it's space for him to put, he moved some of his stuff up here to a museum type setting away from the lab to make more room down in the lab for his for his experiments. So this is his first redstone device, a mechanical flip-flop. So is showing him learning about redstone. And then a simpler one, a set reset latch. And then the much simpler one. He starts learning how to make things simple. All right. So there's more room up here. I believe he'll move some more of his stuff off here. I told him, please don't ever destroy any of the stuff. Because I always want to have this world. For after he passes. And I mean, life is uncertain, and I don't want to think about death, but even if I should pass first, I think he would enjoy having this world as a reminder of our fun together. So you can see there's a pig over there generating random input for this huge machine right here, which is a huge combination lock. And here you'll see something that he did. He created a way for every time you get off of the railway, you don't have to do it manually. You are just transported out of the minecart, and the minecart is put away for you. So now you can walk around and do whatever. So here he was creating the token system. Oh man, awesome. Awesome. Yeah. I encourage you to see if he would be interested. It's such a fun time. Game Rat, thank you so much for the raid. Whoop whoop. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you so much. Welcome in. So what I'm doing today is just a tour of a Minecraft world that my dad and I had built over the course of about 2 years. It was right around the start of the pandemic when we started building this, and we've taken a break from it for the last, 6 months or so, 6 to 8 months. But I wanted to give you guys a tour of this because there's some really cool stuff in here that my dad built, and you're never too old to game. He was 77 years old when we started this. And this is his lab. So this is his lab that he made with all of his experiments in here. And he built an amazing rail system. And here, with what this is right here, is where he was playing around with creating tokens. And then also a setup for finding a player and then doing something. So we have test for player and do something. And if you step on this bullseye, you'll be struck by lightning. So that was the lightning crash that will get you. And he had to move this over a little bit because it used to be closer to this pig. And every once in a while, the pig would get fried by lightning. And then there would just be a ham or something sitting over here. So this pig is over here and it steps on these pressure plates. And what it's doing is it's generating some random input and changing the numbers that are being displayed on this huge combination lock. Oh, Wednesday normally is my night, but I had to, it's usually Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, but I had to change it. I was driving a little bit late last night, so I decided to change Mondays to Tuesday, and then I will be streaming tomorrow as well. So it was Mondays that I changed to today. And then we have just a light switch. I'm not sure what he was playing with here, but I don't know if you guys heard it. Voiceover Smith, hi. We played together remotely. So he, and so what I had done was bought him a copy of Minecraft for the PC, and I play on the Xbox. And then they have servers where they have cross-platform servers. So they're called Realms, Minecraft Realms. And the game was loaded on there. And so we were able to play cross-platform together on a server. And we would be on our cell phones the entire time. So we didn't try to talk online, like through Discord or anything like that. We just got on the cell phone. Oh, it does? Darn, man. Let me see what's going on. All right. Still hate Teresa. That's funny. VoiceOver Smith, welcome in. Okay. Let me know if if it keeps happening. Okay. Oh, good. I'm sorry that you're experiencing that, but I am a little relieved that nobody else is experiencing it, because I honestly wouldn't even know where to start troubleshooting that at this moment, because I'm looking at my stats and everything looks perfect. Like, I am not missing any frames. I don't have skipped frames. None of that's going on this time around. Oof. All right. So I don't know if you guys are hearing it, but this pig, every time it steps on one of these pressure plates, and my dad hates it when any of the animals die in here. So for a while he had a dog. I can't remember what he named his dog, but he had a horse, a pinto horse, which he named Beans, which I thought was hilarious. So he had a horse, and I had a donkey that we would ride around. I named my donkey Donkey Hody. Okay, so I know we had so much fun. But then his dog fell in one of the lakes around here, one of the water spots, and seemingly drowned. Like, it didn't get back up and it expired. And my dad was so upset. And when we go back up top to the surface, you'll see that he put fences around anything that an animal could fall in. Like, there's fences around all of the lava pits. There's fences around all the lakes. He tried to keep all the animals from expiring unnaturally that way. Yeah. I mean, seriously, he just did not like that at all. He was very disturbed, but it's very easy to get attached to the animals in this game. So I've got a cat in this game named Keiko, and she lives in the church. Look at this. Look what he puts this up here. Warning, don't push this button. I'm like, I'm going to push the button. But he just says that. So I show up when I know what this button does. And now I'm in this room. So these are the numbers that pig has been mixing up. And this is his clue. For Math Whiz, this puzzle is a piece of pie. Okay, so there's only one way out. I can't open this. The only way to open it is to type in the right numbers. And it is a little bit laborious. And also, if the pig goes over a pressure plate while you're doing it, you get to start again. He is very awesome. Yeah, it is sweet. It really is. Yeah, see, the pig is keeping me from... It's 3.14. Let's see if we could get this to work. Hopefully that door will open. And if it doesn't, I'll just use a piece of redstone somewhere over there to get it to... it didn't open. Okay, what do we have in here? See if he wrote anything in here. Nope. Okay, a piece of redstone pie. That's what I'm gonna have to do, is I'm gonna have to use a piece of redstone to get out. And let's see, let me find something. I mean, I guess I could just destroy the door too, but I really hate to do that. That feels more like cheating than putting a redstone block down. Let's see what I can find. Oh, let me search, actually. This is where having the Xbox is actually kind of a pain in the butt, because I can't really type very fast. There we go. Let's get this block. I think the block will work. Maybe not. Yep, okay. So now that door is open. Watch what he did here. So I made it out. How'd you get? Fly, little bird, you're free. As I come out from his trap where I had to know pi to get out of there, the value of pi to get out. All right, so this is something that he built here that I just love. This is modeled after the Chompers from that movie Galaxy Quest. Okay, so first of all, let me turn it off. It's just a regular hallway. Uh-huh. But when you turn this on... Oh, what the heck? Okay. Now we have to try and time our way through here, which it's almost impossible. Luckily, we don't die. We just kind of get pushed around by it. But this is my dad. This is my dad's brain. Like father, like daughter, maybe. He is. Yeah, my dad set up a puzzle for me. He set up many puzzles for me. So this is... Subscribe. Thank you. That's awesome, Game Rat. Oh, I so appreciate that. Thank you so much. What's he been up to now? Step on the green pressure plate to find out. Yep, I've been working. I worked a little bit on the stream and set up some sound alerts. Oh, if you guys like mouse over the display, there should something should pop up, like the sound alerts are available as a component. All right, so if I step on this, this was how he was practicing putting us in minecarts automatically. So so every one of these experiments has something that he used out in the real world, except for that combination lock and the chompers. He doesn't use that anywhere else. So this was his practice in putting us in minecarts automatically and then ejecting us from them automatically. All right, and one other thing that he did over here is there's a hidden door. And so this is how he set up, this is all teleporting. Top to the river home and bottom to the river cafe. Centerville, Falcon Crest, which is his house. Riverdale, which is a little sort of suburb town. And then Winter Haven is my house. And so let's see, let's go back to Winter Haven because I want to ride the rail to the other places. You're adopting my dad. Okay, I'm sure he will be happy about that. He loves having big family. Okay, Winter Haven. So I'm going to push this. And I get teleported to Winter Haven Station. And there used to be... Let me see if it's still here. It is. It doesn't work though. I tested it earlier. It used to be that when I put this music disc in the jukebox, it would play that song, City of New Orleans. Riding on the City of New Orleans. Okay, I can't really sing very well, but it's about a train, and that song would play. It was so awesome the way he did that. All right, so I think really there's so much to see, but we have the construction site, which is a huge endeavor, still working on that. Map Town, which is named after a huge map of the entire world that we have so far. And it's dynamic, so whatever changes in the map, excuse me one second. Whatever changes, whatever we build here shows up on the map in Map Town. So it's dynamic. Sorry, you guys, my voice is a little rough. 1 second. He also did this funny thing where he programmed several places in the game that detect my presence and then make a rooster crow, which has become annoying. But almost everywhere I go, there's a rooster crowing. So I think I want to show you guys the Riverside Cafe first. So I got chain boots and a music disc. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Not enough singing. Believe me, that was enough singing. You don't want me to sing so much that you say, enough singing. All right. So this is so cool, what he built here. So I'll try to keep hey, sheep. These animals will try to jump into the cart. Oh, I use it off and on. This is my second stream really with no camera, just because I found that I can stream a little bit longer without the camera on. Did you guys see the I don't know if you saw the track change. And I'm just not camera ready today. Like, not even. See this? I remember the first time I went through here, I was laughing so hard. He built all of this tunnel here. I know I had no idea where it was going, no idea what was happening, and he built this little, what is this? This is called like a mouse trap or something, like a little tiny roller coaster that's kind of crazy. I know. And then here, this is the Riverside Cafe. So he built this wall of glass, and that's the river out there. And I think this is like worthy of like a national park. So I always think of this as our national park stop, because this would cost some money. But man, you can see out there. And then I landscaped it and put the fish out there. And there used to be some turtles, but I'm not seeing them right now. But over here is the only thing I don't like is this seems a little unsafe right here because we have to step across it. But we would come in here on Saturday. We would meet in here. It was so funny. We would meet in here. And then if you come in here, these are the different kind of coffees. All right. And is this where? Nope. I'm looking for what we used to use. Okay, I'm not seeing them. But we used to have some, there they are. So we would come here and each of us would grab a flower pot for our avatar. And then we would come over here and sit and pretend we were drinking coffee and be on the phone together, drinking coffee in real life in our separate houses, but together in the coffee shop. This is where we would usually start our Saturdays with a cup of coffee. Oh my God. Anyway, So much fun, so much fun. So just very beautiful. We took a break from this probably, I think it was about 6 months ago, 6 to 8 months. I don't think it's been really 8 months, but about 6 months ago, we decided to take a break from playing Minecraft. And because really we were getting a little bit burned out because it was every Saturday for 4 hours minimum. Like we were on here from at 7 a.m. to usually 11 at least, and sometimes it would go even longer than that. So I automatically got a music disc, so that will change one of the tracks up here and take me to Centerville. Man, I need to empty my inventory so it can keep giving me things. I'll try to keep up with the changes on the track so we're not just staring at walls. But yeah, so peaceful too, riding these. Sometimes I would come in during the week and just ride the rails around. It's so fun. So this is, and then up there is his home, Falcon Crest, which is where he has his house. And there is a really cool train station up there. It's a mini train station, and then there's the fireworks for him. So building this much took about, over the course of 2 years, and there's so much to explore. And so this is Centerville, and that's the new train station, and here we are at the train station. So obviously my dad, he got in here and made, darn it, hate it when that happens, when a minecart gets away from you. But my dad stands with our Ukraine, as do I. So he hung these flags all over the place. This was a lot of work. Okay, so while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a tour of this train station, which actually was started by my sons. They came into the world for a while, and they built this gorgeous train station. So it did not used to be this magnificent, but now it is a place where people can come and watch the trains go by. And this is a little display case that I imagine there is stuff here. I can hear the fireworks going off. So we've got fireworks, but there's a platform here. And I'll try to make my camera motions nice, but so people can watch the trains here and through here or go out here, so if you're a fan of trains, you can come here on a Sunday and watch all of the trains go by. Or we can go up a level here, and there's another platform up here. That's very nice. Of course, you can look out and see the town. Yes, exactly. 3 generations in this. And if you wanted to, you can use one of these telescopes to, I'm going to put some of this stuff away so I can grab tokens. So from here you can see the old train station, which is what that pink roof building is. That's the old train station, and this is the new gorgeous train station. So up here again, we have a great platform, a viewing platform. You can see people down in the station and the trains. And of course, a gorgeous view of the town. And I built that koi pond over there. I'm all about the meditation spaces. I think I was under such strain and such stress at my job. And on Saturdays, I would come into Minecraft and I would focus on building spaces where we could meditate, where we could go to a spa, where we could sit and relax. This was what I was all about. And my dad was building this magnificent, he built these fireworks that never empty. And then he built this bridge, which I love it, but I did build this Centerville Railway Museum. So this is just a little museum. And you have to imagine that there's stuff in these display cases and imagine that there's stuff written here. But That's what I role play, is that there's stuff in here, little display cases. And then this is a staircase in the form of a tree that was donated by the Centerville Museum of Modern Art. And this story is something like right out of Parks and Rec, because the Centerville Museum of Modern Art had this given to them and they didn't want it. But because they had more pull, the director of the art museum had more pull with the city planner. They managed to foist this staircase off onto the Railway Museum, and the Railway Museum director is not happy about it, but they have it now. So they've got this tree staircase that they hate, but they have to act grateful for, and that has a plaque giving credit to the museum for it. Anyway, that's the story I made up. Thank you. I love that story. It makes me laugh every time I think about it. So, of course, in every small town museum, there is a historical photos wall collage. So that's what this would be. With more, you know how there's pamphlets of things to do around town? You know, for people who visit, there's usually that display where they've got pamphlets of, you know, activities around town. So that's what this is. And then if you stand in a certain spot, okay, so there's a secret opening here that my dad created this. So this is actually the exit of a secret tunnel that you can come through this way. And then if you move away from it, it closes again. And yeah, that's the exit. I can show you guys what's down here right now. But this was another surprise of his, where I ended up on a minecart and didn't know where I was going until I got here, and I just had to like go up the stairs and trust that something would happen. And it did. And so now we exit into the museum that I built. Okay, it needs to close now so I can get out of here. Thank you. Okay, so out here is eventually I will be rearranging a lot of this stuff, but this is sort of like one of those spaces downtown where there can be an art festival or something. So a lot of open space down here. And then my dad built the Carnegie Library, which I grew up in a little town in Ohio that actually had a Carnegie Library. So it's quite a wonderful blessing, you know, to have access to that kind of thing in such a small town. Wait, did he put anything? No, that's mine. These are chests that if you open them up, they just have stuff that you put in there. But you can't share it with somebody else. Like if he opened it up, he'd see stuff that he put in there. All right, so that's the Carnegie Library. And then around town here, just different villagers. And then we have a mall. I can fly a little bit and show you guys. We have a mall over here. It's a kind of a tiny mall, but every time the villagers go through, the bell rings, so that can be annoying if there's a lot of villagers going in and out, because it'll trigger an alarm. Not an alarm, but just a bell, like a doorbell. And then my son built this vending machine, which is awesome. I mean, it doesn't actually do anything. It's just representative of a vending machine. And we have a picnic area. And then probably one of my favorite things in town is my dad and I built this baseball field. The villages are NPCs. So they're just generated by the game. They just spawn in here. But we built this baseball field for the town's Little League summer games. And thank you. And then we have these like booths where people could sell, I don't know what people would sell here, like hats and trinkets, mementos maybe. Maybe this is like the Parents Booster Club selling things to raise funds for the teams. And then my dad and we both built. I built one of these. This is where you can buy beer, snow cones, and hot dogs for the game. Wait, wasn't there just a villager in there? So we've got two snack shacks, basically. And our honey farm, I guess. I don't know. It's just kind of there for the bees. And then some other houses, like one of my sons built this kind of duplex here. And like I said, I built this koi pond that you can go out and stand on this platform and contemplate the fish. Seriously, I think I was under such stress at work. I built so many places where you can just sit and meditate. Yeah. And then over here, I know I'm flying over here instead of using the in-game systems to travel, but there goes the chicken. The chicken found me. This is my dad's river home. So he has his river house here, which is so awesome. I just love this place. It's very simple. It basically has a layout sort of like a mobile home. So it's got the bedroom, and I know that he's got some secrets in here too, but I don't know how to trigger them. As a matter of fact, I think they're programmed to only detect his character in the game. Sorry, that was the bathroom that he built. Oh, and this is his texture as well. He made this stained glass door to be in the game, as well as, again, with the appliances here, the dishwasher and the fridge, the microwave, and the clock. But I remember once he showed me he put a certain record in this jukebox, and then he teleported out. And I was stuck here. It wouldn't work for me, so I think it only detected him. And there was also something to do with this clock. Like if you set the time to a certain something, it would teleport him out, so he had all sorts of tricks going on here. All right, so I'm going to go back over to the train station, and we're going to catch a train back to Winter Haven. And then from Winter Haven, go to the construction site, Winter Haven Station. Okay. This Winter Haven Station, like I said, is pretty much the nexus. He made it so that I could get to any place, and my dad loves me. He made it so I could get to any place in this world from my personal Winter Haven Station, instead of just from Centerville. There's also a rose garden here, a maze. Oh, that's it over there. I had built a maze garden filled with roses and benches so that you could go into the maze, find a bench, and sit down and contemplate the flowers. Oh my gosh. I know, I love riding these rails. My dad got a little bit more used to teleporting around. It is. It really is. Yeah, I really looked forward to this. This was... No, he didn't make it so that only I could use the station in my house, but he did make one spot within the River Cafe where if I stood on that spot, it teleports me back to Winter Haven Station. But if he stands on that same spot, it teleports him, I think, to Falcon Crest, but I'm not sure. So he did give me one spot that reacted only to me. That and the chickens that react only to my presence, which grew to be so annoying that I asked him to remove the chicken noise, which he did, but this is a slightly older save of the game. So this is something I downloaded to the Xbox so that I wouldn't have to worry about using up bandwidth while I was doing this. Okay, so Centerville, Falcon Crest, Hidden Valley, Maptown. Let's go to the construction site. I guess we can go to Maptown, and then from there we can go to the construction site. But each one of these has a different. So Maptown, you get a piece of paper as your identifier. And I saw something. I was coming back from the construction site earlier on the rail, and I saw something that I hadn't seen before, and I started laughing so hard. He put a huge face on the side of a mountain that I had not seen before because I hadn't been traveling that direction or whatever. And he always liked to do that too. Just plant surprises around. We also had decided we would decorate the interior of these tunnels. So this is his decoration. He did a good job. There's several tunnels that he decorated really nicely. And this is one of the prettiest rides, I think, in the game. So the construction site is that way. And we're headed to Maptown. So he made this. His wife is from Mexico, so he made this as the friendship tunnel between Mexican flag and the United States flag. Very cool. I know. So cool. I'm so glad you guys are liking this. And there always is this stutter going on here. It's because of the map that is in this block of the game. So Minecraft is divided into blocks, like 256 blocks make one. Forget the vocabulary that they use to describe it, but that's how they organize the game. And because we have this huge dynamic map here, so this was being turned into a tourist destination because of the map. So my dad liked to build these honey sweet treat shops, and there's several of them around the map, but this is where you can stop and get something, ice cream or fudge or something, to eat here. And then he also liked to build these. These are barbecues, Texas Copper Kettle Barbecue. And he made that into a 10-gallon hat. That's what that was supposed to be. So I'll show you guys the huge map that is the tourist attraction. In the building with the red flags on there. And this map is actually a creation of my older son. He made the map, and I'm keeping it forever because it is just magnificent. And like I said, it's dynamic. Whatever changes on the surface are shown here on the map. And so this is the map of our world. And let me get a spyglass here. And so you can kind of see, like, that's Centerville with the baseball diamond. And then over here, that's Winter Haven with Winter Haven Station down here. And then this is the construction site, which is where we're going to go next. But that has kept up with all of the changes that we have made. So that is a huge building, just a monster of a building that there's still a lot of work to do on. It's actually a little overwhelming. Like, I could only do that in bits and pieces, really. So there's Riverdale, which is a gorgeous little town that we actually will visit. And there's a meditation grotto. There's a meditation grotto in Riverdale. And an events center that actually is really, really beautiful. It's called the Hobbit House Events Center. Okay, so anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to just like dash off, but this is the map. And that's why there is such a lag in this section of the game, is because this dynamic map just keeps updating itself. We can come here and look. I think there's some little village up here. Yeah. Anyway, we haven't explored up there. So very cool. All right. And now I'm going to go to the construction site. And I think we were calling it the Citadel for a while, but we kind of felt like that was not a very friendly name, you know? But that building is huge. Okay, here we go. And so here it's not a token, it's just switching a track. It's just switching a track down the line. So we're gonna go the flower route. Guys, let me know if I need to adjust the volumes at all. I had turned down the game music. Roses are so pretty. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good to know. Here's all the flowers Dad planted. This is the flower route to this huge building here. Oh my gosh. So that flag was built by my son, my older son. I love it. I love how it looks like it's waving. And then we start our tour of the Citadel from the basement. And this it's such a huge project. So down here, what we want to create is like a little inside mall. So we have a train station, you know, down here with some restaurants and some shopping and whatnot. And then we have all of these different lifts going to different floors. Okay. So most of the Citadel is unfinished, and then every floor opens to the center here. And I can't even believe how long these vines grow, but this is amazing to me that the game lets these vines grow this long. But this was the only way I could think of to give these people some privacy. But that is the dome all the way up there. I just forgot for a second that I could fly up here. So most of it is empty space. Yeah, definitely we'll get back to it. Okay, so let me go through here. I'll show you one of the apartments that I created. Again, Dad's painting makes an appearance, but here's a balcony. These floors are huge too, so I got to divide each floor into 2 apartments. And I just really love how this one turned out. If it weren't kind of creepy just living here in this huge abandoned building all by myself, I might like adopt this place to be my main home. But here's my kitchen, which I just love. And all of my cookbooks. I love cookbooks. I have quite a collection. I love finding cookbooks in, you know, like thrift shops, like old cookbooks, because it's such a peek into the past and what people were eating and what they thought was, you know, party food, what they served to guests, what they thought was healthy to serve to their families, you know, the different ingredients and styles of cooking. And we have a balcony, of course, to step out onto from the bedroom, because why not? It is kind of weird though, living like everything is inside, you know? Reminds me of a book I read about a huge city that was built in a tower. I think it was called Todos Santos, maybe. Exactly. You find a little treasure in there, something. It's like, I can't even believe that in some recipes, MSG is literally listed as an ingredient. Add a quarter teaspoon of MSG. And I'm just like, what? So here's my fancy bathroom, which there should be a shower curtain across here, or put these shower heads on the opposite wall. I don't know. I really didn't think that one through. I love having bookcases. I would never actually have something like this in my room as a coat rack because I just can't even wake up in the half light and see that, hanging out in a shadow. It would creep me out. And then coming down the stairs, space for art. I just love the layout of this place. So again, with the custom furniture, I figure if I'm living here in this building, and then the exposed brick wall, I've got money to have custom furniture built. And then let's see, what is this? Oh, a guest bathroom. So we have a guest bathroom. And then this, I just love this. This is under the stairs. A closet under the stairs for extra storage. I just love that. Okay, so if we go out, I'm trying not to be too jerky with the camera, but this stair here circles the entire wall, so it just keeps, it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's an alternate way up, so we have a staircase. This is an unfinished space, obviously. It needs to be, I don't know, who would live in a massive space like that? People do. I can never. You can keep going all the way up this way through the lifts, or follow the stairs all the way up. And I have it numbered so that there's a floor 0, and then the numbers get higher as you go towards the basement, which Dad did not like that at all. And I may change it. Here's floor 0. Ground 0, which he did not like me calling it ground 0. He's like, that's got such negative connotations, Kim. Yes, it does. Here's another apartment. This one's huge. So we have a huge kitchen with, what are these called? An island. And then like a reading nook type place over here where you can also put your trophies. I know, he is not wrong. He isn't. I don't disagree with him at all. This is a coat room. And then upstairs, it's kind of a huge unfinished space out onto an unfinished balcony, but you can look down and see. So really huge spaces. I'm going to go ahead and just fly over here. And then I was kind of thinking that this upper level, you see how much work there is to do here. And we finally get to where we have some natural light, some windows. I was thinking this upper level, though, would be sort of another space where somebody could hold, I don't know, maybe a ball, or, maybe this should be like a little mall up here as well, like directly under this dome, which my dad built this dome. And he said it was incredibly challenging to get this symmetrical. I'm incredibly impressed with this dome. Oh, a rooftop pool. I like that idea. Oh yeah, I love that idea, actually. Yeah, that's a great idea. As you can see, there's a huge amount of space, and we have this magnificent stairway over here, so a very huge stairway. And then This is called the terrace level because it goes outside. So we go directly outside. And I did all of this myself here. So what we have is we have this natural waterfall. And so people can come here and do what? Sit and contemplate the waterfall and be soothed by the sound of falling water. So I've got this kind of bleachers area here for people to sit in. I know, that job was killing me, all right? I just couldn't admit it, but that job was killing me. And then from here, we can go here. I love this spot here. We have another space to go into where it's warmer, it's cozier, it's enclosed. There's a small fire here, which does have some smoke coming up from it, but the room is not very smoky. But again, this is sort of a quiet place to sit, you know, and be warm and contemplative. I forgot I had made that pattern on the walls. I tried to use a lot of natural materials in Minecraft. It's funny that I would say that. Natural, whatever. It's how I was thinking of it. I wanted to be surrounded by natural materials in this dimly lit, warm, cozy space. Very safe feeling, so I could... Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So there was that space, and then I think there is. So over here I created this space, which is open, but it is cozy, and I was thinking maybe people could come here to smoke cigarettes. You know, they kind of get to sit here and have an open space, but it's still kind of cozy, and that would be like the smoker's corner. And so that entrance is to the fire, dimly lit, contemplative room. And then we go here. Oh my God. So these animals, they just spawn in here. I don't have any control over that. I can turn on the spawning or turn off the spawning. But that was a sheep. That's what that was. That was some lamb chops and a piece of wool. My dad used the wool blocks to add numbers to it. So he had to modify an existing block. And a wolf, he didn't like it either. Like the wolves will hunt the sheep and the chickens, and then leave behind like lamb chops and chicken legs. But there was nothing that we can do about that. That's what wolves do. They hunt the animals. I know. He's so soft-hearted. So in this space up here, these are all, for public consumption. I'm a socialist that way. I believe that public spaces should be beautiful and available. And so here's another place where we can sit and have quiet conversation or contemplation. And I built this very carefully. As you can see, it's very well lit, but all of the lighting is indirect. I know I'm going into detail. All of the lighting is indirect. None of it shines in your eyes. It's all out of the way so you can see around, but you don't have to shield your eyes from the light as you sit and contemplate your life and relax. It would be possible for other people to join. And out here is a balcony. So this particular version of the game is on my Xbox. And I think I could invite like other Xbox players to this particular world. But the way that we had this set up is I had rented server space on a server farm called Minecraft Realms. So specifically for Minecraft. And so this world was hosted there so that we could cross-platform play, and up to 10 people at a time could be in the world. So yeah, other people could definitely join. They would just need an invitation, a link to click to get in. All right, so up here is another space to sit and have conversation with people, so you can sit on these logs. And then up here is even more space to have a little bit more private gathering, intimate gathering maybe. Yeah, technically, I mean, definitely likely to run into your stuff, but it is generated the same way, along the same lines as No Man's Sky. So it would be possible for somebody to join the game, and then as they explore the world, more of the world is created, and they build a base, and you don't know where that is unless they share the location with you. So this is a naturally occurring hot spring, okay? And what we have here is we have a glass ceiling up here. So if you want to, you can lay out here on this deck in the sunshine, not worry about rain. And of course you can soak in this hot springs, which just feels amazing. And we have a naturally occurring waterfall to cool off if you get too hot. Oh man, awesome, awesome. That is so cool. I hope you guys have a great time. So there was a spa location there. And then we also have over here, so I created this very fancy wall here. And then thank you. Yeah. You do generally start in the same area, but it is possible to go off into your own section of the world. And then, so this is a reception hall. So like wedding receptions or something, big parties that you would want to have. You come up the stairs and here is the coat check. So you hand your coat over, and they put your coat away for you. And then this is like the VIP room over here. This is a bar. So there would be bartenders here, and then a little window to just directly serve the VIP room. So I was thinking like the bride and groom would sit in here and they could have their gifts over in this area. Or there would be some other, something going on here, and this would be a buffet, over here, but directly served from the bar. I hope that you guys have a great time. The one thing, like I said, the one thing that we couldn't do is like talk online. We got on our cell phones because that was just easier. And my dad is not a stranger to technology, but for some reason, I guess I'm not a very good teacher, but I was not able to walk him through like a Discord link. And so we just decided not to do that bit of technology and just to use cell phones to communicate while we were in game. And that worked fine for us. This is a dance floor and a stage for a band. This is that creepy closet that is under the stairs of almost every reception place I've ever been in. And then upstairs is an addition if you need more space, or it can be rented separately and we could block off the downstairs if there were two events happening at once. But if you needed more space, and I was thinking, man, you could put tables up here for extra eating space, or, if you wanted to host a bridge night or something like that, a bridge tournament. So that's That's the event center, and that is basically we call it the Citadel. We're looking for a different name, but as you can see, there is a lot going on. And then when this first started, there was a crane over here. My son built a crane that was sitting over here, and then this is the construction office that he built to go with that. So we've got some beds if people are working late, and then a little kitchen and some tables, bathrooms and stuff like that. So this is what he called the construction office. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Oh, thank you. Turn on the lights. Run into the wall accidentally. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think this looks amazing. So the original construction was started by my sons, and then they left the world. And Dad and I came over here and started refining what they had left behind. But I really love this flag. I love how my son built it so it looks like it's waving. Oh man, I wonder if they've seen it. Oh, they have seen it. Oh yeah, no. I remember now. Yep, I showed it to them. Were we this far along even? Yeah, I think it was about 8 or 9. It was just before Dad and I decided to take a break. So yeah, it was pretty much in this state. And Ryan was super impressed. Like, he was super impressed with what we had managed to create with this building, with this dome and everything. Really happy with it. It felt good. It felt good to be able to show it off to him. Okay, so let's ride the rail back. Let's go back in. And we have one other place to visit. I believe it's Riverdale. And where's our... Here we go. Does this go all the way down? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I like to ride it backwards so I can see the floors. See how huge these are. So much space. Oof, all the way to the basement. It feels a little... Thank you. Yeah, it does feel a little closed in though. And trying to make it feel more open and outdoorsy is really difficult. There's not a whole lot of light that really does come in from up there. I tried to leave, these spaces so light could shine down, but man, in Minecraft, light kind of just goes straight. I can't remember which way I came in. Let's go that way. Yeah, there's no ticket station down here yet. Dad knows what's expected, though. Yeah, so much fun. So much fun. And really just a lot of precious time spent with my dad. We were playing Minecraft and building things but also just having really great, conversations over the course of these hours that we were, a lot of times keeping our hands busy while we talked about other things. Exactly. I told him he's forbidden to destroy anything, which is why he moved some of his experiments to a museum But I don't want him to destroy any of the experiments, none of the content that we've created. I want this all preserved because this is something that will last for, well, we're going through Map Town is what's going on here, why it's lagging. But this is something that I could, load up and take a look at. Okay, let's keep going. We can't get a ticket from here. Oh, but I think we might see the face. Like, he put a face, like a big bear or a gorilla or something on the side of the mountain that I had never seen before until today. I saw it for the very first time. And so we would do things like that, create things and then wait for the other person to discover it. But this is something that I could load up, for years to come and sort of, reminisce and have some good times thinking about my dad. There it is. What the heck? Oh my God, wait. Sorry, I just jumped out, which... There goes the minecart. That's cool, though. Oh, okay. I thought maybe he had carved a cave in there, and so I didn't want to just pass it by again without checking it out. Okay. So yeah, this is the first time this is the second time I've seen this. First time was just earlier today. Okay, let me get back in here. So this is his decoration of the tunnels. We had divided up the tunnels. We each got to decorate. We divided them up half and half of the existing tunnels. This is my tunnel. As you can see, I've done nothing, no decorating to it. Just the orange flag marking it as my tunnel. Bad Kim, exactly. Exactly. All right. And let's see. We did travel through Hidden Valley once already. And I showed you guys the Riverside Cafe, so let's go to Riverdale. Which I honestly think that if I don't have a token, I end up at Riverdale anyway. So I kind of think that's just the sort of the default route from Winter Haven to these animals. Get off the track. It's the default route is to end up at. Let's see this switch. He has played other games before. Cool. Maybe you guys could... Oh man. I love Mario Kart. Well, let me put it this way. I love watching people play Mario Kart, but I never could really get coordinate. I can't even say the word. Coordinated. Couldn't coordinate my play in Mario Kart to actually be a viable competitor. I haven't played Disney Speedstorm. I used to play Jet Moto. Oh my God, those toads. Those are scary. I used to play Jet Moto. I used to beg my kids to play Jet Moto with me. They were bored of Jet Moto, but man, I loved Jet Moto, so that was the racing game that I played. They put way too many different currencies in it. Yeah, Jet Moto is older. Oh, shoot. We used to joust if we were coming up on each other on the same. I hate that I'm saying everything in the past tense. We joust. Oh, cool. I think it would be so fun to play games like that with all my favorite streamers. I would feel like I was in the midst of all my favorite celebrities. All right, let's go from here. Oh, I've already got the token. Let me get a... I was watching Sunny a little bit earlier today, so she is having... Oh! Game Rat, I made you a mod, by the way. You have mod powers. It was free for you. Okay, cool. I will look into it. And, I am trying to say so much at once. This is my ADHD brain trying to say so many different things at once. I was watching Sunny earlier, and she is doing a sort of a subscription. She's crocheting Christmas bells for every subscription that she gets. Gift subscription and direct subscription. And you get to choose the color of the Christmas bell that she crochets, and she's hanging them on a string behind her. So I think that would be so fun. And I just wanted to mention that. So if you guys haven't seen Sunny Need, she is a giggly, happy, sunny person who is so much fun to join her streams because she is just so uplifting. I don't care how bad of a mood you're in. If you watch Sunny Need, within 5 minutes you will be smiling. She has such an infectious giggle. Okay, this is Riverdale. So I built this bridge, and I did a lot of the work here in Riverdale, sort as a surprise for my dad. So I started this town, and I'm not, like, I didn't make up this pattern for this bridge. What I have to do is I have to find a picture of something that I like that somebody built in Minecraft, and then I attempt to recreate it / personalize it slightly so I get the basic structure from a picture, and then I can add on to it after that. It takes me a very long time to try to recreate something. Create something from scratch. Alright, so this is the bridge, which I just loved. That's what all started it. And then up here, up this path, is a picnic area. So it's a little... I tried to make it so that if you fell, you only fall a block or two, you know? So it's a picnic area. It's not treacherous, really, but it does have a good view. Beautiful flowers and some picnic tables here. A place where you can sit and contemplate. Yes. You know what? I'm having the hardest time wanting to go back into that environment. If I get a job in tech again, I just want to work for a company where they are my client instead of a different client every month with a different set of expectations and a different project and a different technology to master in 72 hours, and facing down panels of reluctant engineers who don't want to move their stuff into Google Sheets. get nervous and like a little bit sick to my stomach every time I think about going back to that. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm distracted. Yeah, I was so, on the one hand, very in love with the job because I had worked very hard to get there. And I was not admitting to myself how it was just killing me. It did. When you were working in tech at your last position for the, didn't you say you worked for the Border Patrol? You were the lead IT person? So this is the Hobbit House Event Center. So this started out being just a little Hobbit house, and then I decided to expand this into the Hobbit House Event Center. Again, this can be reserved through the Parks and Recreation Department. And so this is the entry, and you can, put your stuff here. This door would be, something that you could lock behind you. Oh my God, you manage the legal department at an oil and gas company. Holy cow, I can only imagine how stressful that is. Having worked in the oil and gas industry, those people take everything so seriously. Everything is a fire to put out. Okay, so we come up here. And so what we're doing is we're ascending these outside stairs that are very nice and very well maintained. And we're going to come up here to the event center part. And I think it would be so fun to be very dressed up very fancy and ascend these stairs to the party at the top. When you get up here, this is what you see. So we have this very nice area here. Dad, his joke to me was that he wrote some program blocks that detect where I am and have a rooster crow. All right, so here's where we can set up tables, for eating and, conversation. And then we have this gorgeous gazebo, right? I just love this with the lights hanging. And I imagine that these would be like fairy lights, not these big heavy lanterns, but like fairy lights in the leaves with all these flowers. And these would be silk, because I want them green year round. And this is a dance floor. So we have a dance floor, and then we have a room off to the side where people can, stand for a second and talk to their partner. We have a dance floor, and this lights up so gorgeously at night. And then over here is the stage for the band. Of course, just a gorgeous view, at the top here. And so this is visible from downtown. Oh, we're going to get to see it at night. But you can't really see too much else. So it is still outside. To me, it's very kind of country clubbish, It's outside, but it's still kind of private. Like you can't really see who's going up and down the steps. And there is only the one entrance here, except for the animals, which can get in anywhere. You can get in through this door. So I just really love the Hobbit House Event Center. Oh, is that where this is up here? Oh. And then there's a shortcut hidden here for the maintenance people. So when you come here, here's the maintenance shed that is in between the Hobbit House Event Center and the picnic grounds. And of course, these lock, but this is where the maintenance equipment is kept. And this is, of course, every teenager in town knows this place. They come here and smoke cigarettes and get chased out by the maintenance guys. Oh, man. Yeah, and I didn't realize how bad it was until months and months later. Even now, I'm able to admit that it was bad. My face and hands would go numb. My jaw would be so tense. Okay, so we come down here from the event center. That's the tunnel into town. The bridge is on the other side. And then up here, Hobbit House Event Center. But here's the meditation grotto because I needed quiet. This is a meditation grotto with a little waterfall, a little bit of a light down there. This is very dimly lit, very peaceful, but still open because yes. And then a path over here out this way, and you can go to the church. And so the church has a huge oak tree over here with picnic grounds around it. And the parson lives here, services on Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings. And Keiko is in there, my cat. There she is. I don't want her to come out and get lost. Hey, Keiko. How are you? It's so easy to get attached to the animals in the game, too. I mean, I moved her to the church. She was living in I think, where did I have her living? Oh, I had her at Winter Haven, but she kept following me out there somehow. Like she would get out of the house. And so I finally moved her into the church so that she wouldn't get lost and cease to exist. Yeah. So yeah, the day I got laid off, I mean, that was just, I started crying. It was very emotional. I got laid off about 11 o'clock. And by 1 p.m., I was laying down in bed and I went to sleep for about 16 straight hours. I slept so deeply and so long. And I woke up the next day and stretched and felt like the last 4 years of my life had just been a very long dream. It was the most bizarre feeling. Okay, so this is a little neighborhood that I created called Lilac Lane. Yeah, it was. I'm very glad that, I mean, it's so mixed. You know, I'm very glad that the company gave me a generous severance and I was able to basically take a year off and recover. I'm also very, very grateful that DoorDash exists, so I don't have to go back to a job like that right away. I also doubt that I will go back to a job like that unless I can find a very specific position for a smaller company where I'm working just for them and not for, a range of clients parading in with their ideas about what works and what doesn't. Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it. I start to get so stressed. I don't know if I'll go back. This is the fountain. I'm just going to fly over town. Okay, so what we've got going on here is the Hobbit House Event Center, the Meditation Grotto, the church over here. Sorry, the church right here, which I just showed you kind of the inside. What we really looked at was Keiko because I'm attached to her, even though she's just virtual. She's a virtual pet. It's a very small historical church, and the parson lives here, and he can come out onto his own balcony. So he's got a very tiny room up there, as parsons should have. It's more like monk quarters, actually. And then there's the Texas barbecue that Dad built, and the Honey Sweet Shop, the town center, and there was one other thing. Where is it? I wanted to show you guys. Church. I was going to build like a little market out here. Oh, see how pretty that is? All lit up at night. God, it's gorgeous. So beautiful. I know. So pretty. Oh, here it is. So we have a path. I'm just going to fly there, but Dad built this. So we have some shepherds over here. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have some shepherds over here, and then we have this path that goes through the woods and this little bridge. So Dad built all of this and left it for me to discover, which was so fun. I'm not going to be able to drop down into there. There we go. And so we have, get rid of these leaves. He built this little bridge. And then, this is such an anomaly. This this stuff grows. These plants grow. And then he built this pyramid over here. He built this pyramid to find, right, through that path in the woods. So obviously we have some carvings here, some gargoyles or something. Go up through here. And down there is a maze. I know. Down here is a maze. So you can go down here. It's empty. He didn't put any, like, you know, artifacts or anything here. But that's a maze. And what used to happen is that randomly what I am not going to have time to show you guys, but we also built sort of an amusement park that is kind of like Knott's Berry Farm. And there's a roller coaster ride in there that we built. And it's called Tom and Becky's Wild Mine Adventure or something like that. And he had programmed it at one point. He programmed that ride so that randomly, when you would get on the ride, you had a chance of actually ending up in this maze. Okay, so I've got this marked here because I was lost in here. I am not kidding, for about an hour earlier today. And I couldn't find my way back out. And now I'm like, am I going to find my way back out? Okay. So there's a maze here, and you would end up at this maze and then have to find your way out. And he made it such a good maze because I told him the secret to getting out of a maze is, I said, this is where you would be teleported to, just randomly. Just every once in a while, when you got on the ride, you would instead be teleported here and have to find your way out of this maze. And you've got torches and a compass, you know, to get out. And oh yeah, it was funny until I couldn't find my way out. And then after a while, I was just like, Dad, I cannot find my way out of here. You know, what's the secret? Because I had told him the way to get out of a maze is to put your hand on one of the walls, right or left, right? And then you just keep your hand on that wall, and then you just walk around the maze, and eventually you will come to the exit. Well, he built it so that it's very difficult to do that, whatever wall you put your hand on. Like you saw how I just circled around, like pretending that my hand is on the right wall. Like if I keep my hand on that wall, I just circled around back to the room I was in. So he made an excellent maze. And so I had a very difficult time finding my way out. And I was in here earlier today. Eventually he got rid of that randomization. He didn't do that. And now I'm just like, what's the way out? I tried to mark it. And I was lost in here today it felt like hours. It really did feel like hours. I'm sure it was closer to just 30 minutes or so, but I started to, there it is. When I found the ladder out, I put this down here so I could find it again. The way he made it was so great. I used to put torches in here so I could find my way around, and then he would come back in later in the week and take down all the torches. So I would be in the dark again. So yeah, so there's that. So coming back down out of this, going back through the woods, we have one other surprise that was created. And this will be the final thing that I show you guys. I'll end about 8:30ish. Hey, sheep. And so you don't see it when you're coming this way because I didn't look behind but coming out, you're like, oh, this door, what is this door? And you go in and it closes behind you and there's no way out unless you're going to cheat and put down some redstone, push the button and enjoy the ride. Like, okay, what have you done? What did you do, Dad? Okay, this is what he did. And now I'm on the ride. Now I'm back on the roller coaster in the Knott's Berry Farm little amusement park. So he built this huge cat. And he built this roller coaster. All right, I helped a little bit with some of it. But he did the majority of it. Yeah, I know, right? So imaginative. Yeah, I'll never get rid of this. I'll never delete it. And whatever hoops I have to jump through to keep whatever version of Minecraft, the skull, whatever version of Minecraft I need in order to keep being able to come back here, I will keep that. Keep that version. I don't care how old it is. But I always want to be able to come back to this world. And here's... So it ejects me and puts away the minecart. I love that he did that. Yeah, and then there's... He just did this as a maintenance door so we get in back to the entrance. So there it is. That's the highlights. We have a main street over here, but that's the highlights of the world that my dad and I built. Tom and Becky's cave. That's just a little, just for kids to go in there, and you can't really get lost in Tom and Becky's cave. It's a very shallow cave. Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It was so much fun to share it with you guys. Then he built this main street. And this would be like treat shops and, stuff like that. This is like a fake Western Main Street is what he wants to turn this into. So he built the Grand Hotel and, the bank and the hardware shop and the tack and livery shop or something like that. But really it would sell candy and souvenirs, like at Knott's Berry Farm. So there we go. That's it. And of course we keep the bell around for the villagers. Whenever you spawn villagers, they congregate around the town bell around noon and they all discuss how happy they are. And if they're happy enough, they will spawn more villagers. And if they're not happy with you, then you start to get like weird looks from them as you walk amongst them. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it here and just thanks everyone who showed up for the tour. And yeah, I'm glad that I was able to offer you some inspiration, Paladroon, to start playing Minecraft with your dad and start having a blast. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy that you were here, that I could share this with you and show this to you. Thank you so much for joining me for the tour, Game Rat. I really appreciate it. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to forget this time. I'm giving you a shout out. And Game Rat is one of my favorite streamers. And did that not work? Oh, my shout out didn't work. And if you guys, oh, there it is. And if you guys haven't watched one of her streams or haven't followed her yet, please be sure and do so. You will not regret it. Her streams are extremely entertaining. And she makes, I always tell her this too, she makes melee combat look great. She is great at that. And I love watching her play games like Elden Ring, and right now she's playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. And I think you're alternating that with Elden Ring, aren't you? Game Rat? And she's also in the morning, she streams twice a day, and in the morning you were playing a game called Weird West this morning, which was very intriguing, set in the Old West, but also contains werewolves and some zombies and some weird little demon summonings. So So very intriguing. So thanks, everyone. And please have a great night. Yeah, it is hard to explain, isn't it? Set in the Old West, but there's these other elements to it. Yeah. Have a great night, everyone. And I will hopefully see all of you soon. And please, enjoy Minecraft. If you have the opportunity, check it out, start building, and who knows, you might catch the fever. All right, take care.